Good afternoon. This is Coach Isaac from Kumasi, Ghana Police Service. Actually, today has been a very grateful day with the Millennium Marathon. I was so much impressed with the organization. Yeah, I came in with 11 athletes, female, and then three boys, let's be men. Kenyans are here, Ugandans are here. I can see some Ethiopians. We didn't have enough time to train because most of the time we have to go to the sports stadium, and the sports stadium is closed for over a month ago, and we didn't have access to the track. We are only improvising and training outside, even though this is a marathon race which we are supposed to train outside the stadium. But sometimes, if we need speed, we have to go to stadium and then try our speed and see. It's also a factor that is hindering our performance. And so, I want to stand on this to plead to the authorities that they should look onto athletics. Sometimes the way they treat athletes in Kumasi, we are not happy with it, but there is nobody to complain to. All these athletes you are seeing, they are all living with me. I'm with them. Most of them are in the secondary school. Some of them are in the basic school, and some are also in the universities. And I had a big project, and I have a big plan for all these athletes. Initially, I was running as well, but as I was running, I didn't get enough support. So I take it upon myself that I'm going to help all these athletes. What I was not able to do, I believe they are also going, they can do as far as I'm concerned. So I want to invest whatever I have in all these kits. And the performance wasn't that good. I was not disturbed, and I will never be discouraged because I have a greater plan ahead of me for all these athletes. I believe next time they are going to do better than they have done today. This morning, as you can all see, we are at the stadium. For some months now, we decided to train outside the stadium, and we found a place somewhere where we were living that we normally train at that area. Today, we have come here. I've come here with the sprinters, mostly those guys who are Amas Tia Media, just for the start of the interpol season. Not all of them. Some are yet to come from the house, but these are the ones that I'm staying with together in my house, which I have harbored. For some years now, we can all testify that we cannot find the best out of our athletes globally in the major championship just because the elite one have faded out, and then we are fighting to get replacement that which we do not have. And so some of us coaches are taking it upon ourselves to make sure we develop the young athletes to become professionals one day. And I'm hoping that in years to come, we will get the best out of these kids. A lot of them have passed by, and for what dream we have for them and the purpose of which we bring them together, they couldn't meet that standard. So we continue to do so. We never lose hope, we will never be discouraged for that. We have missed some great athletes in the system like Isaac Zachary, Leo Smells, Ricken Cancer, Badeni, Margaret Simpson, and co. And so, for we missing those kind of athletes is becoming a whole lot for Ghana. And before now, some years back, when we talk of mobile girls, when you come to stadium, it's more like Black Star is playing a match. And now, when we come for competition, we only see the athletes being spectators. And so, that is what has also motivated me to come out and to recruit all these ones, making sure we have the likes of those ones that I've mentioned, so we can have the best of Ghana athletics. Like Matabisa once won the World Youth Olympics in 800. It was good for Ghana. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Now we are running 10 times. We are running throughout to the top there. When you go slow jogging and descend and come again, you go 10 times, then we go around the park and come. How do you see? Let's follow. Yeah, follow. Let them follow you. Follow. Pick the legs up. Pick the legs up. Charlie, fast. No walking. Let's go. Pick the leg. Can use the hands. Man standing pie. And raise the left up. Pijananu kosru. Let it fast. Pam. Bim Poma. Don't throw your hand sideways. Jira, handle na ya few. Okay, fifth one, last one. How they say? Get down around the park. It's okay. Let's go down. So the Omo you're not here because men nanti. I have suggested with the long distance. We have planned that maybe this year, by the end of this year, I will have one or two of them to visit Kenya. As we see the performance of the Kenyans, we want to go and try and see what actually is their secret. So, if by the end of the year you hear All Nation Athletics Club, one or two athletes which are the long distance have visited Kenya, that is one of the plans that we have set, that we will go and then have a study of their training, their weather, their food, whatever, and the secret which they have that they normally dominate in the long distance races. And so this is one of the plans that I have for the long distance and also for the sprinters. For some years now that I have been with the sprinters, I have noticed a lot of them travel to US, which the GA and some individuals has been sponsoring them to go to the US just to have the feel, the experience there, and to have more facilities to enhance their performance. But we don't see anything much more better than we were expecting. So I've also discussed with my athletes that though the US is there, they make good, but this is what we want to do. We want to see if we will have competitions in Europe. That is where the competitions are mostly, and then within some years to come, within 1 or 2 years to come, the sprinters will also be registering in major competitions in Europe to see for some maybe 3 or 4 months to go there and then they perform and come and see. We will see if there's going to be different from those who go to the US and to those who will go to Europe to have some training tour. Follow suit like that. And that is what it's going to be. Don't stop on the way. Men stop ukura straight to bow. The petra straight to nano. Upeja more straight to nano. Maunania straight and stand what drop. Patience, stop walking. Yeah, anyway, as we continue to have this discussion, some years back, as I said, when I began this campaign, when I have the thought of forming a club, I started with some group of athletes. Initially, those that I started with were so committed and they were going by the plans that I have for them. But it got to a time they realized things are getting a bit late for them. So they all wanted to push into the security service. Their opportunities came. So I never deny any of them the opportunity of joining the security services. And most of them, periodically, from time to time, they normally go like that. But for this current athletes that I have, me actually most of the time have meetings with them and tell them the purpose of which they are with me and for why they should commit themselves to that. But to be frank and honest with anyone who is listening to me or watching me now, these athletes are not to what I am expecting for them. It's like they look immature in life and they have taken life as it is. Whatever comes, it goes. And they are not so serious. I cannot pinpoint one except those two boys, those mature boys that I have with me who are always thinking. But for the rest of them, I have about 27 of them. For the rest of them, I can confidently say they have no plan for their life, which is sometimes worrying. I sometimes go to other regions when they are having their athletics competitions. Then I scout for the best among their competitions. And so after scouting, I have to go back to their masters, which is their teachers that brought them to the competitions, and then inquire from them where the athletes are coming from and which class they are. After, I will be introduced to the parents, and then go and meet the parents, and together with the masters, we talk to the parents and they agreed. And when they agreed, if the athlete is not from the same region or the same town that I am, and I have to talk to the parents and then maybe sometimes move them from their basic school that they are and then bring them to where I am, stay together with them, and then they continue their basic school education. Whichever secondary school that I belong to, that I'm coaching currently, that is where I normally take them to. Saga, for my long distance for Numbra, when you're forming single price, because single price, what you say, Bakujina, tintin light, tintin, depending on your strength. We want the chain when you form is 400, 8 to see. The first 4 years, and I resting for one lap, nearby another 4. Smart, since you start to athletes from other coaches, athletes from other places would also want to join my team. So they will call me that this Coach Isaac, I want to join your team based on this or that. But I look at the condition, whether the person has a coach or not, a serious coach. If the person has a serious coach, I will have to call the coach first and then tell the coach, this is what your athletes have said to me. And sometimes the coaches will just give in and say, oh, they have no problem because maybe sometimes where the athlete is coming from is far from where they normally train. So it will be better that they will come and join my group so that we train together.
Wherever you're going to do it, the direction at which you want to go to, that is where you gauge and release the hand. The team is that was a ditch, the very serious. Going to change the policy, like our policy. Uncle.
If I should say, there are a lot of discouragement, even with the athletes. And then some other persons, I don't know why, if it is envious or whatever, in whatever I am doing. So sometimes some individuals that I know will want to, out of jealous, will do certain things that would want to discourage you. But for me, I have said a purpose in my heart that I am not going, I will not allow anybody to discourage me for what I'm doing until I myself said I'm not going to do it anymore. So when you talk about attacks, yes, personally, physical attack, but emotional attack sometimes I receive. Most of the competitions that we attend is just to try the athletes because they are not strong enough for an international competition. So I don't pick and choose which competition to do out of the GA calendar that has come. So If the means is there, sometimes we have to partake in all the competitions of the Ghana Athletics Association. And so, for choosing a competition over another, just it's only happen when you know the strength of your athlete, that this is the focus you have for the athlete, and this is the major championship we want the athletes to partake. But in this case, all these athletes are young, which we are grooming them to become professional athletes one day. So we have never selected among any competitions before, but we go in all year round, whatever the GAA brings, we attend and see what will favor us.
When I was 5 years old, my father, Isaac Nii Lamptey, Coach Isaac, former coach of Matavisa, he introduced me to athletics, but I wasn't interested because I love football. He have trained so many athletes to become a professional, but as they train and become better, they always ignore him. One of his athletes, Matavisa, was very good in the 100 meters. Even 2014 China Olympics, he won the gold medal. But after she came back, she ignored him. He's a policeman. He loves athletics more than the work that he does. So I sat down and be thinking that what will I do to make him happy? So one day he was talking to his athletes. Then he was like, he loves athletics even more than his family. So I was like, if he loves athletics more than his family, if I does athletics, he's going to love me and provide me anything I want. So after I complete JHS, I was going to senior high, Junuma Kuja. Then he was like, Junuma Kuja, I don't know in athletics, so he's taking me to TMS media. So the first time I came to the school, I discovered that the athletes there were very stronger than me. But because I want to make him proud, I want to make him happy, I tried my best. When I came to Form 1, Interco, I couldn't run. Interco, I couldn't run. Form 2, I couldn't run. Form 3, now I'm Form 3. I know definitely that all the training that I did won't be waste. And I'll run and make him happy. Okay, one thing I like about my father, Coach Isaac, is that he's not the man of discrimination. He's just unfair. When he came, I wasn't that much strong. There were people who were stronger than me. So when you go for a triangular games, like he always dropped me out and used the stronger one, because if you use me, the weaker one, and drop the stronger ones, then you go see. It's will be a on phone semi bunny when you're the I'm fun put to that's how Coach Isaac is. Doesn't matter what you say. If he says this, that's what he's doing. So, I don't come baby about fee out like or spend one more so. Even a day crowd, it's my spending more than 2,000. Just say any bit. And even in Baya and background, I say crowd. He's not spending that much on this. Sports phone being the Banya Sama. Until the money there, the Umekana. The attitude be I like that for that one. And then one thing I mean, which I to frank. That attitude, Minyananka, which is attitude. And now, when you mean that goes to decide how I know relating. When they started campaign athletes in our house, like there have been so many challenges. We are in embarrassed. Maybe someone says, we say, it's many almost we say, and quite fun. What's your question? I mean, say, or spend it away the family wants to cover this time. What makes you feel the anchor this year now? It's because say it's a campaign athletes since 2000. Recently, 2022, we are a fish. Most of the policemen now for come feel now. But now, I say, I feel like I shall go for us. When I tell one thing, baby, I got now. And yet, I keep in a few crab behind hotel man, cutting come in the Bianca. If you answer, can be fat car crackling up at you. So, you say, or spending more on his athletes, anchor, and then a concern. Reason here, you say, which I can continue and say, and Matavisa, Ghana was first athlete award Olympics gold medalist. He's I don't know, but to me, who is on the only female award gold medalist Olympics. Because of say one give you up continue say Obwa Teresa. Anna Abadam was good. She was running 100 meters, 200, 800, and 400. Because of say sacrificing man on it. And now Abadam a policeman. You know Teresa and Koni US. You know Abadam is only police. Mary, Stephanie, Janet, Stagnation Akasa, Mavis, as boats. So many now soldier.
Your coach about Jafia Sunday, I was saying to me, the Cacans of your coach. And Yaman Quade, a 5 near the buy. Which is American home as boat and Fide, net you. You hear me wow, boy, start a bit of the free, baby, and I do. A woman saying, yes, I need a pen about baby, I do. Say, Timmy Banyan, say, Redana, so who say a kind.
On behalf of Miankasa, any Kodana Sevi, Omujina, at the Chedia Omodia Banmasum. With almost, I am very grateful. Any day because say me too many they are more than this. And Nipa Bibri na affirming some adultery. But say ne Kakrabia Kai say a maybe a trimono. Almost when you are more heavy female, honor say, oh, Moody, we ever they appreciate their my Christmas in one. With almost, and I believe say, if you can cry or my yen crapono, a best I shall mean cry. Dear me, and made more. I will never be discouraged with anything. Obibe, I bed a bear person boom. I want to say a very big thank you to Fide, Theophilus, Esbot, Mary, Esbot, Felix, Philip, yeah, Philip also, yes, and on Kasa, Isa. And I'm hoping say other ones will also see this and then follow suit. Sports prefect way. Say Andu Muswa the wa odini hanu na Andu Musu. Fully wrap about China. We are on our way to Accra, Kotoka International Airport to meet Jane, who is coming from Kenya. It's part of the project we want to embark on. For some years now, we've not been seeing some massive performance in our long distance. And then this time around, I'm taking this strategy to invite Kenyans as others are doing earlier on. But I also want to make a new thing by inviting them and then bringing them with our local based athletic training. Later on, if they are going back to Kenya, we see if we can add some of our athletes to join them to Kenya for training tour for some period of time. We are expecting her to arrive here to land by 1:25 in the afternoon. Today is Sunday. Then after all, we bring her straight to Kumasi to be with us until 23rd December 2024 this year before she leaves back to Kenya.
Good morning. My name is Samuel Mate Conley, Macaulay Ghana Limited. I'm a businessman, and Isaac Nii Lamptey has been, I must say, the father is my brother. But I started with him, we're almost the same age. I'm even older than him, I think, in months or a year. I've known him from infancy. He was in athletics. I think I'm really happy for him because From infancy here, he has been a very quiet guy. He doesn't talk much, but trust me, what is in here is great. I'm saying this because after Mata Ebisa's issue, after she won the gold for Ghana, I remember she was invited at the government, and that very faithful day, Isaac Lamptey came with her to me. They came to Pokwase here, so when they came, they said we decided for them to say hello to me, and then they went. When they came back, that was when I saw on the TV that the government gave Mata some money and stuff. So a week after, myself and then Isaac were discussing, we were talking. I said, "Oh, because the government can't give Mata with," and then they say, they didn't even mind him, and I was sad to hear that because this man has really sacrificed his life, all he's doing, trying to help people. Say, me as somebody being a policeman, why don't you focus on your police service and your job? But he tried and add the athletics. And you can see the number of kids he's training. It's not easy to be taking care of all these athletics with your own money, taking them up and down to other, competitions and stuff, training them what to eat, medications and stuff, and he's not getting any help from the government. It's very, very bad. But all I can say is I will still encourage him and advise him to keep on what he's doing. Because I know most of the times he uses police salary to do all these things. And no one is helping him. I remember there was a time when Peace FM was Peace FM. By then they were at mile 7. He told me he was going there and then see either they can help. When this guy came and you could see the face is very bad. All he said is, they said they can't help athletics. If it is football, just look at this. Just look at this. If it is football, then fine. That is where they can even help, sponsor or something. But once it's athletics, they can't help because what would they gain? You see, our government don't really care. You see, it doesn't help the kids to bring their talent. He has done really, really well. He has done very, very, very well for himself and for the mother Ghana. Because through him, he has trained a lot of athletes, which I know. I've been seeing them. They've been coming here. We've been seeing them on TV, on marathons and stuff, which they are all his boys and girls. He trained them. Because I myself, I got to a time when I wasn't supportive of what he was doing. Because athletics, who is going to sponsor you? Nobody cares. Nobody mind either you eat or whatever. So we don't take it as a job. But that is what he loves, and that is what he wants, and that is what he's into now. I'll also say the government should really try and focus on these athletics guys. Because trust me, look at Kenya. Anytime Kenya goes for an event, at least gold medals, and then they get more things, and it's helping the children. It's also helping their country. So they should try and look at these people and then try and help them.
Your friend Patience Blantosu. You were Pokwase. Na Isaac, my stepson. Me worry ni papa wɔ mmere a na ɔwɔ bɛyɛ 6 to 8 years mo. Enti me mfa ne sɛ me na mahwɛ ne so atete no bɛpem sesɛ mmere yi. Na ɔyɛ obi a ne nkwala abere mu no ɔpɛ mmirikatuo. Enti mmere a ɔwie GSS no ɔkɔ SS. Nti ɔwie no nso no ankyɛ bia ɛna meti sɛ ɔse ɔkɔ Kumasi. Enti ɔkɔdom group bi wɔ hɔ a na ɔne wɔn yɛ sports ne ade a. Enti me wɔ hɔ a na ɔbɛka kyerɛ me sɛ ma manya police mu kwan yo. Enti me de sports ɛna ɛkɔ. Nyame anim nɔkora ni m'ani gye yie. Nti me ne ne papa mmoa bia ɛwɔ hɔ bia no yɛde maa no ɛma ne kɔ police no. Ɛno akyi no me hu sɛ ɔde ase n'anim sɛ sports na ɔbɛyɛ. Enti no ɛno ho dwuma na wɔredi. Ɛwɔ mu a na wakɔfa nkwalaa na ɔtete wɔn, ɛhwɛ wɔn so, wɔn adidie mu ne adeɛ. Nkwalaa no ɔhwɛ wɔn so yie because ne nti a meka saa no ɔde wɔn ba me fie ha a the way a ɔhwɛ wɔn so ne the way a watete wɔn a nkwalaa nankasa ɛwɔ discipline no mehu sɛ ɔhwɛ wɔn so yie paa. Enti ɛbɛpem sesammerɛ nyinaa no menim sɛ ɛno ara ho dwuma na ɔredi ne kakra nkakra ɛyɛ nkwalaa no training no ne mmirikatuo no ne adeɛ. Ɔno ankasa no ɔyɛ obi a wanhyɛ daa ɛne yɛ antena ankyɛ ɔwie SS no. But ɛwɔ mu ara na ɔba a anaasɛ mefrɛ no a fotuo biara a ɛwɔ hɔ biara no nso mede ma. Afei nso so no sɛnea meka no sɛ mehu sɛ kwan a ɔnam so no no me nso mehyɛ ne nkuran. Mehyɛ ne nkuran sɛ ɛbɛyɛ a ɔmo ba ha sei na ɔne nkwalaa ne ba na ɔmo kɔto mmirika ba ɔmo kɔ a anɔpa mebɔ me mpae wie na mabɛka akyerɛ no monkɔ nkɔdi nkonim mmerɛ o. Afei nso so no ɔmo kɔba pɛ mesɛ obiara mfa ne medal mmɛkyerɛ me. Abusua bi wɔ hɔ a wobɛhu sɛ bi a ɛyɛ wɔn talent nti ɛyɛ awoɔ ntoatoasoɔ. Nti wohu sɛ akwalaa no yɛ biribi saa ɛnyɛ nwanwa ɛfiri sɛ bi a na ne nana ɛyɛ saa adwuma no bi a na ne papa ɛyɛ saa adwuma no bi. But wei deɛ mennim obiara wɔ abusua no apart from ɔmo ne wɔfa baako a ɔno nso yɛ polisini a ɔno na ɔbɔ bɔɔl ɔnto mmirika. Ba me ba no nso ɛne sɛ ɛyɛ mmirikatuo ɛna ɔno nso so ɛde asi n'ani so a ɔreyɛ. Ahyɛase no Nyame anim nie sɛ nkwalaa no ɔmoyɛ biribi na wonhu ne farebae a na wonhu akyitae a wode bɛtaa n'akyi. But ɛduru baabi no a mehu sɛ ade na n'ani abere no megyae mo sɛ ɛbɛyɛ a ɔbɛkɔ n'anim. Wotwa ne kasa a wobɛhu sɛnea ɔte fi ne nkwalaa berɛ mu. Ɔnyɛ obi a ɔyɛ gidigidi, ɔnyɛ obi a ɔyɛ asoɔden a ɛno nti ɔmmo obiara anaasɛ sei anaasɛ sɛ. Mpɛmpɛnso a Nyankopɔn de no abɛduru no ɛne nkwalaa no nso a ɔreboa wɔn no. Mesrɛ Nyankopɔn nhyira ɛma wɔn nyinaa sɛ ɔnkɔ so anhyira wɔn, ɔnhyira no na ɔno nso nyɛ bi na ɔmfa nsɔpɔɔto nkwalaa no. Na wiase ha no obi ɛka n'asɛm sɛ Nyame hyira wo a obi deɛ ɛwɔ mu. Nti sɛ Nyame hyira no a ɔhyira obi a ɔntene ne nsa na nso afoforɔ nso so.
Mede Mary na Isaac sɛ yɛ me senior brother. Ɛti me nkwalaa berɛ mu yɛ nkwalaa berɛ mu na yɛne na ebia yɛwɔ ahohiahia mu koraa ɔnaa na ɔsɔpɔte me. Na mekae sometime ago yɛyɛ me papa adeɛ na me papa sɛ yɛdeɛ sɛ yɛande a ɔno me papa n'akyi no a ɔbɛyi yɛn afiri ne nkwalaa mu. Na me ne me bra ne deɛ me ne na ɔnaa na ɛhwɛɛ me fiti me mmɔfra ase. Me papa yɛbofo baeɛ no ɔno me bra na ɛhwɛ me. Ɔno me bra ne hɔ a mentumi nyɛ me hwee. Till mede duru SS before K3 school Accra Girls. Ɔnaa na ɛdii m'anim, me bibia, me forms, school fees, part of the school fees ɔka ho bia me practicals. Ɔnaa na me ne kɔ up and down. But me nua no menhyɛ da nhu sɛ n'abufuo deɛ woyɛ no adeɛ a me expect sɛ ne bo bɛfu koraa ne bra ne deɛ no nko adeɛ ɛnyɛ sɛ wakɔyɛ me nua nti na mekasa but menhyɛ da nhu biribi saa ɛwɔ ne ho. Ɔnaa na ɛdi m'anim bibia mawareɛ even day a mɛware koraa na akɔyɛ sɛ ntɔkwa nketenkete wɔ efie. Ɔnaa na ɛdi anim mawo especially no nko adeɛ ebia mede kae me nua no. Obi a bɛrima ahyɛ me nyinsɛn a ɛwɔ sɛ mekɔ hospital a bɛrima na ne mekɔ daabi. Me nua na yɛfrɛ bɛrima na me nua na ɛde ne sika mekɔ hospital even time a mɛwo koraa me nua na ɛgyina me ho ɛbɔ mpaeɛ maa me atew mewoeɛ na abɔfra no baa successful. Ɔnaa na ɛkita akwadaa no me bibia yɛ Isaac na sɛsi a m'ani o me ankasa mede me ho but ebi ahokyere kakra bi ba a mefrɛ na ɛda mefrɛ na wasɛn bi ama. Nti me bra ne sɛ menhyia. Ɔda me nuanom nyinaa ɔda mu sononko ma me. Me de mafa no sɛ me kunu ɔyɛ me biribiara. Because ne sɛ ɔyɛ no ɔyɛ adeɛ paa. Ɛnum a na ɔde atrɛ ne nkwadaa ma metumi akae. Watrɛ ne nkwadaa ma ɔda dodoɔ no wɔ outside. But asɛ Abigail, meka sɛ na me bra no sɛ ma no akɔ police. Ɛna Martha Bisa, ɛna me bra no so. Me bra no na ɛfa Martha fi. Martha was a tiny person po. Wohu Martha, wohu sɛ ɔyɛ Martha, wohu no te sɛ bɛrima, but ɛnnɛ na me bra no so. Martha bɛyɛ Martha. Ɔmfa me bra no mpo nyɛ hwee, but ɛno mpo deɛ yɛmfa nka asɛm. Ɔsan fa nkwadaa bebree. Sometimes a time a me ne no tu Kumasi, ɛyɛ a nkwadaa no mpo ɛyɛ a me ne ɔmo ko. Because ɔmo ne yɛ no put me off. Sometimes tutu sɛ ne yere bɛba sɛ yɛpɛ sei. Instead sɛ ɔbɛma ne yere fɛ na ɔde akɔma nkwadaa na me sɛ ɛno ne ntɔkwa a makae paa sɛ me ne me bra no akɔ because me expect sɛ biribi ahwɛ fie ansa but na wakɔhwɛ nkwadaa no sa not knowing no ɛyɛ ne aim a ɛda ɛyɛ ne aim ne bɔhyɛ adwuma a ɔno yɛde ama no aba sɛ asase sɛ ɔbɛyɛ nti ɔwɔ time ma sports na nkwadaa no deɛ ɔde ɔmo ho agorɔ na seesia no matumi ahu sɛ nea adwuma me bra no awurade na me bra no sa yɛ no aboa abusua no ama ɛnnɛ abusua no yɛn nso yɛanyɛ den ebie kwan ama yɛn nipa bebree nti ɛnnɛ sɛ mekita me ba bi po anaa m'adamfo ba bi na mede ne kɔhyia me bra no a through dwuma a me bra no adi nti ama me m'anim aba nyam ɛna m'abusua no nso yɛanim aba nyam nti meda Awurade ase paa wɔ ade kɛse a ɛne animuonyamfo a wayi no ama abusua no.
We are at the airport now. This is Burkina International Airport, Accra. And so we are in the Terminal 3 at the arrival point waiting for Jane to arrive. Right from this place, we will take her around Accra to the beach to study Accra a bit. And then after we go back to Kumasi. So as she will be leaving back to Kenya, I believe she will be going with some of her to experience how Kenya athletics, especially the long distance. And so as she is coming, even though I will be training them together with the local ones, but she is also going to add up her knowledge, what she has learned from Kenya to whatever we are. So it's like I'm going to have some experience with her. I'm going to learn a little bit from her as well as I'm also going to put in my own. How was the journey?
The journey was very good.
It was very good.
I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed the
Yeah.
journey? Yeah. I was scared that, why since you haven't arrived? And after you arrived, we waited for a very long time. You were not coming out. I said, didn't you board the plane?
No,
So
I wait for a short time.
I was training there.
Training is good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Training well?
Yeah.
So now that you are here,
Sorry?
as now that you are here, there are a lot of competition. There are a lot of girls in the house you're going to meet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe next time when you are going, you'll go with some of them. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. So, you're welcome to Ghana.
Thank you.
We're going to Accra.
Thank you.
We are going to visit the beach.
Beach.
Yes.
Today?
The beach. Yes, today. We are going there before we go back home.
That's nice.
Yes. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You are safe.
Thank you.
Feel at home.
Yeah.
We welcome you here in Ghana. This in Ghana.
Thank you.
I hope
I'm happy to be here. That's my first time.
that's your first time of coming
Yeah.
to Ghana. Anyway, we are here for you.
Yeah.
I am Coach Isaac.
Oh, Jessica.
Yes.
I'm Jane.
Jane, yeah.
Mora.
Mora.
Yeah.
I've said your name. I have your passport.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah. When we get to, we're going to have a long conversation.
Sorry?
As when we get to, we are going to talk a lot.
Oh, yeah. Ezra told me.
Yeah.
Until December?
Yes. Yeah, until December 23rd.
No problem.
No problem. Let's pick the bag. Very happy.
Thank you. This is milk.
Milk, yeah. For Ezra. Ezra,
He missed it so.
yeah. When Jane is coming, when
Rusini
Lucy
nani?
is coming, she'll bring more.
Yule wa kwanza. Yule mwenye tulikuwa nilikutumanishia ya pili.
No, there was the first one before even you and
Rusi avoka.
yeah. Huh? Samburu.
Mbona simechua? Hakugalicho.
Kaya. Hapa ni Mursi.
I come from Kenya to Kigali. From Kigali to Abuja. Abuja to Ghana.
Accra.
Yeah.
We're in Accra now.
I'm feeling happy.
Today we are going to run on the Akuma Marathon route. That is 21K. We want to find out if it is true it's 21 or more, just to be familiar to the route. I'm going to run.
My name is Mumuni Asibi from Upper East region. And when I started my sport was 2015 to 16. That time I was in primary. When I got to JSS, and it's like who was traveling, going competitions, and Big Boss Hairmaster saw me and he took me from my village coach to Big Boss. So I went and started from my JSS at Bokatanga, and he was the one who was taking care of us. When I completed school, and I went and joined Upper West, and I was training with Upper West coach, and things was not somehow going well, and I came to coach Isaac, please.
I'm the person of Admako Emmanuel. Come from Banda, but I stay at Kentampo with my parents. I started athletics way back in primary. I started there, then later by God's grace, I continued and I came to the senior high school. Then from the senior high school, now I finished with my school and I'm in the house waiting to go to the university. But right now, I'm with Coach Isaac and I met him when I was about to finish my senior high school. For now, I'm training with him every day, morning, afternoon, morning, afternoon. Sometimes it's difficult. When you are training, you feel like you should stop training and then stay in the house and relax. If you are determined and you are serious to achieve something, you have to pass through all these hard times. We want to see ourselves one day part of the Ghanaian athletes who run for the country, devote themselves for the country, and go higher than that. So that in future you know that what you suffered for have not been in vain. You have achieved something at the end.
My name is Jane Mura from Kenya. I started running when I was in high school. Then when I finished high school, I continue running. I go to camp for practice. Yeah. And 2021, I go to abroad, France, for some road race. I know Ghana through Ezra. Ezra was connecting me to come here for some races. Ghana is good, but it is hot. I want to stay here some 3 months. Yeah.
Today is Saturday, 26th October 2024. We are here for Akuma marathon. You can see a lot of people have come from various places to come and participate in this marathon, as well as the Kenyans that came here for training tour. We are going to have fun, and then we'll see what the day has for us.
Blue Jeans Energy Drink.
We are getting ready to get to Burkina. There is a race in Burkina that we want to go and participate and see what is going to happen. At the moment, I have 12 athletes that I'm going with, 4 Kenyans and 8 Ghanaians. Before then, I have left some of the athletes in the house. I have instructed them, as I'm not in the house, they hold themselves until I come back from Burkina. And I've also given them some workouts to be doing until I come back from Burkina. Then we'll continue. When we come back, the long distance, actually, I'm going to bring them to go back to their homes for 1 month. So they will report back up on 1st of January 2025. Right now, major soon. I'm say trade bill was here. I know I'm not called Jackson. The same face is okay, someone okay. Say sometimes, most times, me and me can you took on the beer. I normally encounter problems. Problems will be a fun solution to it. Now, I think there hasn't been any day. As I said, to me, and maintain it, but we are okay now. Yeah, I think we are going.
You know, we're packing there for. Yeah, you do. I want to. And me, my way it is the tank now block here because I mean, where a few any
Hey, it has been a hard day since yesterday. Man hasn't slept. We've been able to finish uh, the water tap. We are going to fix it and see if it is the cause or not. And if it's not that, then I think it may be the gasket, but I don't think it's the gasket. And I don't know what time we are going to get to the border for us to cross the border to Burkina. Anyway, see you. It's been a very hectic journey. Since yesterday around 12:30, we moved from Kumasi, hoping to get to Burkina by this time. But yet here are we in Nabrongo. We made a stop by. The car has given us a lot of challenges on the way, which has led us to this state. And so, even though we'll be going to Burkina tomorrow, and hopefully we will cross the border around 9 to 10. And I'm hoping by 4 o'clock we get to our destination. And the athletes are somehow dull just because of the problems we had on the way. But all the same, they have been encouraged not to lose hope, especially the foreigners. All the athletes are now in their room resting for the journey to continue tomorrow to Burkina. We finished registration somewhere last week, and so hopefully, definitely we are going to be in Burkina tomorrow. No matter what challenge we face, we are going to be there and participate and see. It is just a preparation towards the good things we are planning ahead of us.
But from Hannah Dumpaka, the free came down poor. Misha, yes, was no Misha by now my name Jim, but me will be a pay Saturday jogging. Ah, the run of city and so. Now me in kitty says, that's a mammy pay, sir. The only the milk of ma will be. Tinamity will be in check. Say a drew inter school, sir. Monsieur me one up my quack. Me buy and now about me. By a side by my son could be, and I'm a could be as well. Maybe it's P5 and I may papa frame. Papa frame when I'm a call my mamma. I'm a cast me or back. And I, in person, could will be ancient. Better than mamma chain, not my one. No mamma cast in the side I was. Sunshine say before not Saturday be a still now me cool road. Now mamma in Penis. The cover be our semi friend of my side. Uncle be. It means I say you may call classes. Now my school uniform now me training me when I share baggy. Now the book about quack. We do baby and I'm as a son on my jogging. Me bar, I said it, my classes. It's a dream to school, sir. My cocoa too. We say now for our catcher and his name, I say, Hannah cocoa too. Inter schools in bio, as I JHS, Namedy. He said, Media coffee, or beside. Say I'm go to be. Yes, and any wolf. What's the rams at you? Who is me, every year, and no, you pursue so. The no grant number, papa say not on pet. Master is soon I am. Timid Kaka Namura Nam de call SS JHS1. JHS1 I'm here, I say, and the sports because not me per road co, but I'm in person sports. And I'm here scouts. Scouts, so I had to say, cadets. And I training me different by cadets. Yeah, the nice soldier training visa. But I know the mammy pennies say, me because your campaign, I say, the way is enough a humanison. The birth, we have video them, the birth them, the children, and the auntie. I say, by the obey soldier by Miss Sasso. Miss will be some say, a Juma Ben, a mayor, soldier, and a make. May they are crack, JHS2. ɛna me coach bi ɔde me ɛbaa Kumasi Gyaakye Pram so yɛfrɛ no Dr. Brown nti mebɛstay ne nkyɛn ɛna mesan kɔɔ back to Kintampo nti mewie JHS 3 ɛna mekɔtena ne nkyɛn nti mete ne nkyɛn ara na JHS results no baeɛ na ɔsɛ mentumi nkɔ school na mesɛ yɛ saa deɛ amate na mesan tena ne nkyɛn a mesan twerɛeɛ nti metwerɛeɛ no na deɛ a ɔne me teɛ no na m'ani ngye ho na mesan kɔɔ back to me maame hɔ no nti mekɔɔeɛ no ɛno deɛ na maame ɔpene so ma mekɔ ana tama na mewɔ JHS 1 no so na that time na ɔmpene nti last time yɛkɔɔ afuom na yɛbɛtu competition nti ɔkɔ afuom ɔbaeɛ no na mede provisions asi dɛm baeɛ na mapue ɔmo se waterfalls menim sɛ mekɔba a ɔbɛbo me baeɛ mese mekɔ because obiara nni hɔ ɔno na asɛ wayɛ ɔbaa san yɛ bɛrima ɔhwɛ yɛn nti mmaa no ɔma yɛmpue nti ɔbaeɛ no na agya agɔgɔdzefoɔ wɔ wɔn ntam deɛ ɔmo kaa sɛ wo ba no yɛte ne di wɔ radio so ɔkɔto competition me first competition a me maame afɔ ɔpene sɛ menyɛ sports mebaa second nti ɔbaeɛ ɔbɛhu nneɛma n'ani gyeeɛ afei firi hɔ no ɔkɔ market a na watɔ gyesi abrɛ me ɔkɔ a baeɛ na mehyɛ aseɛ no deɛ na me gyesi yɛ baako pɛ ba ɔbaeɛ ɔhu saa no ɔkɔ a na watɔ abrɛ me na me second competition mebaa first afei n'ani agye ama me da bi ɔyɛ ha na yerɛ hu mesɔre a ɔse yɛwɔ adwuma ntam na wonim sɛ tere ba a wobɛkɔ training na mese yɛwɔ mate nti mede menamu a na metwerɛ BC coach na nam hɔ no hɔ Gyaakye Pram so no ɔno kora mpo na ɔnim kora mpo sɛ mɛtumi aba SS because me fie ebi nni hɔ na mesɛ nka nokorɛ ebi nni hɔ na me kora menim sɛ mɛtumi akɔ SS nyame nti mebaa SS1 na menni obi a ɔbɛtrain me nti ɛwɔ mu a na mbenya coach Ɔbraita John so training me nti ɔno ɔstart de me training na ahoɔden no baeɛ mekasa ahoɔden no ambaa na mboa baeɛ menni nyame n'anim ne ɔwɔ yɛ de mekɔ training na menayɛ me ya ana ɔse menkɔ fie nti mekɔɔ fie na ɔno amu koraa frɛ me sɛ menyɛ de membra nti mebaeɛ no ɔde me yɛ training 2 days ade kyee a ɔse wapam me nti na menim ade koraa ma yɛsu yɛ nti aberɛ biara na yɛyɛ madwendwen nti me ne me namfoɔ te hɔ a yɛbɛsere saa baeɛ ade sa na mekɔda a mɛsu saa because na ɛyɛ me ya menni coach bia so nti na yɛ mete hɔ a mbisa me ho sɛ nti m'amerika no apem ana ebia ne me mpaebɔ no nso nti mede menenam mu a na ɔmo tu ntako mesi so ɔse polisifoɔ no so wohyɛ school uniform a moma wontwa mu ɛnkɔ nti metare hɔ no ana mehu sɛ coach Isaac ba ana mekas menim sɛ ɔyɛ coach ba na menim ne di na mesi coach na ɔbɔɔ me din Hana ana mesi coach wonim ne di na ɔse a na mesi mpɛ sɛ metwa mu na ɔse bra bɛsi ɔnyɛ ade me duɛ na ɔmo se aban ana ɔde me twa mu firi hɔ ana ɔse ɔbɛstart de me ayɛ training nkas ba na me madwene nyinaa ne sɛ mewie school a mensan nkɔ efie mepɛ obi na wakɔpa Ɔbraita akyɛw na nka makɔtena no nkyɛn because efie nyɛ ɛna mayɛ m'adwene nso sɛ sports no mɛyɛ na manya biribi papa wɔ mu de akɔhwɛ me maame because obiara nni hɔ ɛna wabrɛ me nti mefrɛɛ me scout master ɛka kyerɛɛ ne sɛ manyɛ obi a mɛtena ne nkyɛn ayɛ training na ɔkaa sɛ mɛhwɛ na mankɔtena obiara nkyɛn biom na wamba mmɛpam me na masan abɛnenam hɔ awerɛhoɔ na mese nyame deɛ ɔyɛ n'ade a obiara nte aseɛ nti mɛba abɛtena ne nkyɛn na mahwɛ deɛ ɛbɛsi nti nyame so yɛ adom meka kyerɛ me maame na maame se sɛ menim sɛ like ɛbɛboa me a membɛtena ne nkyɛn ɛna me na menim deɛ mepɛ because sɛ deɛ mehyɛ sports ase no deɛ mafa mu no ɛne deɛ mahu no ɛyɛ bye sɛ mese mɛma m'ani adeɛ nti yɛwie school
na nko say o ma me kofi ana ma me pa na chona kofi kofi mkodi 4 days ana sa ba me ba say so my first competition no Accra Ankoyi na my second competition in Burkina and so me ba 10 and my third competition SIA Burkina one and na 42 to me ba fourth by na there areho mitimi dwen ho a besi nde kra mitimi dwen ho sana mesue ayi ko tu wie no ko yese on be mai scan no on mai on be mai scan on mai on mai scan ebesi ende ana competition na sign by so am sign ko yeso so me ba third and so mo ka say e ma no omo mpe dudu obi on first person nti and so me ya then be say me was like me hebra na say like yes I na de bia so me kasa kire no ana me obi a say me ne me nawfo e na ma na me refi me ha ba say me nko a me ti wo no ma na me kai because me hebra me ma me abre ene de wi a onam mu na I na me ra ho ti me ma dey say sports no dey me enjoy maybe say what dey me sha ase na o ma me ko 42 pa because also who me say like 42 no mani jim ti na enso otimi to me ne me nankofo no me nyankofo no kwa enso otimi to o de omo tina kam na aka me nkwa na me mam ba ye ne ni de ne na training no so ye e bia 21 na e be ko 21 na se bia 42 e be ko 42 road sa mma me frame de bia o frame ha na we ba da ben de bia ha na we ba da ben nti ase wabisa me a me hu da me kofi ba o frame na me si me ntimi mba fe nti e se o frame a o say ya hu su yo bi ni say onya de o ma fi oh me de mani abre woni empire me boy say ya me ma me nya baby panjina ana sports na me yen e ma nya kwa because efie mitimi kwa afuom na ya afuom so eye people nko a meso aniema afro people no abafi by still na mesa akọ training na ye wo ho people bi we ho no so me kwa akọ bo people me ba fi a na masa ba be ye fi adwuma nti me mpese sa abre ni na ebe ye kwa
Mjinki anavaa Porsche ya Freedom East Bono side only. And started sports every class 4. And through sports, I stand the ball volleyball. It's in the Dumwan and the PHS and the bus. Since you are more you bet you original and I'm seeing anything. I can fiber Medina. The horse not a school and see a demico. A demiba Kumasia, my place to mamma, see my son. And I want to the Shia coach bites our woman. I'm not managing the kind of class I'm school. True, but I find difficulties. I was sportsing. The parents are so more place, so I saw me finish a mayor's when you focus on academics. I am interested in sports because we are near many say, oh, may see, Kakana, the fine. Okay. Say, but in school, every year, copy this year, could two games, then I say, be organizing competition or say, young corner, or semi full parents, edgy store. But I am yesterday, or more the mammy, or more so more fun, mammy. I'll make a sasa, or more dear mammy. Kakranka class of more say improvements, Birmingham. After the decide, they are more the mammy, easy, or mammy, will be. Well, Michelle, coach Isaac, well, coaching a mass for. Non the coaching a mass sports students, dynamic and hobby. See, 1 hour do training. See, after intercorny season, and on me call competition, and he say, oh, performance. It's a mammy, many parents didn't come say, school coaching, see, or per se, or managing coaching. It's now the parents per se, money coaching, and pay, a didn't come up, and one may say, yeah, me buy, say me, what I was saying, and I say, wow. The cocoa should do 1 minute. It's your day before minute. To be a new key, or money, and pay a drink, come on, and my kyerɛ ɔmo mu ɔmo si ase sei kɔ so wɔ ha mo ɛma ɔmo hu ɛna sɛ o saa deɛ metumi na mede bɛhyia akotwa yi ɛna mebehu akotwa yi bi nso ɔyɛ nipa papa like care about athletes ɛna competition bia so bɛtry ne best sɛ ɔde ne nkora nyinaa kɔ ɛmfa ho sɛ wobɛperform anaasɛ wompɛform ɔde bɛkɔ mestarte mmirika no akyɛ bɛyɛ 4, 5, 6 years ni but meba akotwa yi before no menyɛ nea w'ani but through ne training no yɛkɔ long route ɛna ɛnyɛ da bia sɛ yɛ training wɔ baabi baako tumi de yɛkɔ kuma wo bodom ase hɔ no yɛkɔyɛ training yɛkɔ baabi bebree ɛna ase ɔde wo fa long route no so a like ɛbrɛ no a wobɛnya no nti wokɔ competition a wonya ne easy wonnya saa ɛmmerɛ no ntɛntɛn ɔde me ato competitions no baako yɛkɔ no ebi ne ba na me position no yɛ 4 ɛna ɛno nso mo mbɛbreki kakra kyerɛ exams nti second one a yɛkɔ no wabigya no Nyankopɔn yɛ adom by 6th position na ɛno nso ɛyɛ paa Coach Isaac ka sɛ wokɔ training ba a wohyɛ fie wonkɔ baabiara kampo ɔma wo deɛ wopɛ nyinaa wɔdo ba wosi yɛka nso bɛtumi atena ase din na wodwendwen ɛhu sɛ yes wapɛ fie wopɛ sɛ wokɔ fie baa deɛ enjoyment bi a wobɛnya no wɔ fie chance bi a nka wobɛnya no wɔ fie sɛ wobɛyɛ no ha wonyɛ no saa nti bɛma I think it's so good. But the most important thing is I see next man I mean cook feel say. First of all, my parents are more famous say my athletes. But o man me kwan say me. I was saying me Kenyan me ho na me yere ho. Na me prove am say yes, my man me kwan man friend dia ko. Na my friend parents na mo din ko na ko me bi mo so mo tumi po. So me nya ka pa bi nchen na mo betna. Na me focus wo am kan me obi a daakye mu na mede gye fie ɛna menye obi a bɔ mpaeɛ meka deɛ challenges wɔ mu bebree ɛna woyɛ wo ho kɔ w'anim na ɛyɛ wo nua ya nti menyɛ mpaebɔfoɔ na mema m'ani yɛ de na meyɛ apapa ɛnyɛ sitini ma deɛ me coach no ka kyerɛ me bi asa deɛ mepɛ sɛ meyɛ kyerɛ bi yɛ wɔ athletics no sɛ athletics no abɛboa me na metumi bi akɔ school na true education nso betumi aboa me mama tu kwan akɔfa musician so na mepɛ sɛ meyɛ best athlete Ghana long distance.
I'm coaching him.
We'll be leaving soon.
We are in 5 minutes.
Okay, very good. Just prepare yourself.
Did you sleep well?
I slept very well.
Okay.
Huh? What is this? Okay, I'm addressing here. You have a call. Me and then I'm a sissy. You have a
Yeah, good morning, sir.
It's another morning, and the athlete has to eat before we move on, proceed to the border. So I just went out to buy some breakfast, Milo, Lipton, sugar, milk, and bread. We'll have to do some beverage before we leave here.
good morning. Yeah, morning. So, my name is
Like give me. Yeah. Oh. That's why we go like this. Yeah, let's see any IT.
So we're moving slower until we get here. But it was okay. The way we were moving, if I had moved that way, oh, we have.
Yeah, you were rushing more Helen speed. You have rather gotten. When it was getting dark and I wasn't seeing my phone also now went off. I cannot ask any question.
Yes.
And I was worried if we get here and we are not looking for where we are. Oh, you are smart. You are smart. Seriously. We'll sleep there today again.
Why?
Tomorrow I will go.
Why?
And they will have the ceremony in the night. As they run like this, in the night they will now do the presentation. Musicians, different musicians will come and display. Then we will leave there around 12 to come back and sleep. Or at any time they finish, you can go.
Finish. Go so that by morning we will get to Ghana.
C'est
Regina.
Elle a dit que quand on demande c'est quoi? So then you will use it. So he will write it. Voilà. Ici il qui? Demain. Il n'y a pas la clé. La clé. C'est comme ça.
Today is Saturday, 30th November 2024. We are here in Burkina Faso for the marathon, and this is where the ladies are going to start. For now, we are waiting for the organizers to organize the place for us to start the marathon. It's been a very hectic journey from Ghana to Burkina. At long last, we are here. We are ready to start the marathon. For now, I'm going to have a few words with my ladies to tell them what to do on the road. I will be with them on motorbike. We're looking at the people that are here who will be more stronger than the majority of them. So that I would have wished to consider all those you are going to run with. You don't give anybody a chance. We have spent a lot. We have spent what? A lot on the way. With the documents that we did before coming here. Everything we did on the road is just money. So we need to reorganize that money by winning most of the event. We continue to talk about the athletes and their possible position that we can get here in Burkina. Looking at the Kenyans, the two Kenyans definitely they are going to be the winners, the first and second. For my Ghanaian athletes that are here, there are three of them that I cannot predict who is going to be third, who is going to be fourth, who is going to be fifth. But I believe Salam, Hannah, and Portia, these three, I can't predict them. Anybody can take any position, apart from Abigail, who will be really behind them. The place is almost done for the start of the marathon. For some years now, I've never been with them, I've never traveled, I don't have long distance runners. But this year, beginning of this year, I decided to come back to the long distance race and the managing of athletes, long distance athletes. So this year is just a trial for me. After next year, things are going to be better than this year. So whatever position they get is okay for me because we just started something. So that to inform us on what to do next year, on how to manage ourselves, our training, and everything. When you get water, feed and take additional one because we can't give you water. Water they see the disqualify you. I don't know where you Bread Nasana.
So how many years?
The crocodile can live up to 200 years.
Hey,
Up to
200.
They have a long. More than 200 crocodiles. Yes, but it's not all of them that are very friendly.
So it means most of the crocodiles.
If I say they are not friendly, it doesn't mean that they are just that they are not used to people. Like the way during the chieftaincy conflict, he was being chased by the brothers. So when he got to, yes, they will have, here the way we do is that if you are the chief and you are born, your children are supposed to contest for the throne. So when they contest, you in the process of doing that, they always hate each other. You understand? Some try to kill others because of that. So due to that, some of the brothers were chasing him to kill. The process of running, he got to a very large river which he can't also be able to cross. And the brothers too were coming after him. So he saw a crocodile in the water. There that he held the crocodile tail and the crocodile swam with him across. So when the brothers got there, they don't know how to escape. So they returned back to Kampala. So when he came to Pagahia, he was searching for a community to also settle down. Lucky enough that he found a man near there and he said, "This is where I desire to settle." So and people cannot pronounce the whole thing. They sort it to para. I eat para. You understand? So me, this one I decided to settle. So when he settled down there, people also started joining him. So he now made to them and swear to them that after him, none of his descendants will ever kill crocodile or beat crocodile because crocodile saved his life. So we people of Paga will consider them to be sacred. We don't kill them, we don't eat them meat. Whenever they die, we bury them by the way we bury our people. That is how Cameroon is also famous to us.
Has this pineapple ever dried?
Come again?
Has it ever dried?
No, it will dry for some level, but not to dry up.
Which level does the pond come?
You see where the pillars are?
Yes, sir.
Yes, the pillars. Yeah, it will never go out.
Hey, me now, I mean, send your watch.
Fortunately, we are back from Burkina, a very hectic journey from Ghana to Burkina, driving throughout inside Burkina and then back. Yeah, it was very an interesting game. Actually, that was my first day of entry Burkina and then having a race there. But what I saw was very interesting. You could see old ladies, young girls. You could see somebody with a baby at their back running. Some were running barefooted, some were running with clothes around their waist, which is something unnatural that we normally see in competitions, but it's like a fun game for them. And it was very interesting as I saw. I was very, I love it. I love the way they handle their things because anybody at all, if you want to run, they will allow you to run. And everybody received something as a prize, apart from the competitors who are running for money. But for the locals, whatever they did, they were appreciated with one or two stuffs like rice, oil, and certain things to motivate them. When it comes to the game itself, when if I should compare to Ghana and other places and compare it with Burkina security when it comes to marathon is different. 2042, they have to block all the road leading to the 42 and the 21. Securities were all over. They have blocked every road until the last athlete passes. And so that was a very great thing that I saw, that it is not here in Ghana. Ghana, as athletes are running, motorbike, cars, pedestrians, everybody is moving alongside with the athletes, which sometimes affects their time and performance. The interesting thing is that in Ivory Coast, all 6 of them placed within the first 10, and in Burkina too, they all placed within the first 10.
It's been a very tough day. It's been a very hard decision to make from moving from one school to another school, like from St. Louis to Amas. Things are very difficult too, but we are managing. We are here today, as we can all see, one of my athletes, Kaiser, is badly injured at the leg. I was at training about 2 weeks ago. She wasn't around, and I asked. They said she's been taken to the hospital. What happened? She fell into a gutter and then had some wound at the leg. So for about 3 days, I was not seeing her until I sent for her to come for training. When she came, the leg was so much swollen. And then I said, okay, she should sit down. But later on, I realized that, oh, if I should ask her to sit down, it's going to cost me a lot in our competition. So what I did is that I asked her to go and pack some luggage, even though they are on vacation. So I needed to take her home and then take care of the wound and see how best we can manage it. So that is what currently we are doing. But so far, so good. I think she's now responding. It's about 2 weeks now she's not training. Today, I want to see what she can do. I've been able to manage the wound, and now I think things are going. The pain and the leg is no more. It's not as before.
Hey, Margaret. Yeah.
Yeah, as we can all see, we just finished training, and you can see they are serving themselves the food that I prepared from the house. Actually, when on vacation, they were giving some foodstuffs that I think is one way food. They gave them rice and Tom Brown. So they ate Tom Brown in the morning, rice in the evening. And I realized it's not healthy. So for some days now, every morning when I'm coming, I have to prepare them for porridge when I come. I'll go and buy bread in the morning for them to take. Then evening, prepare some things and bring to them. So this evening, they are eating banana and okra soup. That is what I will prepare this evening. Actually, I went home with some of the guests to prepare it themselves so that I will also have some time to do certain other things. Tomorrow morning, we are going to share other food in the morning until school is in. At the Christmas, which was 25th, that was 25th December, the Christmas day. I realized the rice also has been too much and there is no meat for them to use. So I went to the market and buy chicken. Full box of chicken, and I slided it and then brought it to them at the school so that they can add it to their food that they are eating. So within the Christmas, even if they are in their house, that is what they are going to eat. So I decided to do that for them to celebrate the Christmas. Yeah. Actually, from various schools that I've been from, Ghanaman to Dumai, we normally come this way. But for this time around, that was last year, I had a lot of challenges. So most of them didn't come. I come some of them personally with me. And this time around, I make sure that every one of them should have to come. So I was passing through some challenges for the athletes themselves, which wanted to go home actually. And I have to put some measures that if you go, you are not part of the team. And when they realized that I was very serious, they agreed. But now they used to give my number to their parents to call me, ask permission for them to come. But I insisted that no, nobody is going home. And I made their parents aware of the challenges ahead of us. And I explained to the parents. Now, I think I'm not receiving any call from the parents again. And they've now also accepted the fact that they should stay. And now the athletes are also feeling the stay and they are now happy. The headmaster, the HOD they also support in the state because if they hadn't, they are not willing for the athletes to stay. I don't think I would have that full right to keep them. But once they are also willing, they also supported their stay. They gave us some food stuff. That is why I think the athletes also realized that they have to stay and they are staying.
My name is Superintendent Daniel Dakon Boatin, Director Sports, National Police Headquarters, Accra. Inspector Isaac Nii Lamptey is my athlete who I recruited into the Ghana Police Service the year 2004. At that time, my boss was Superintendent Tumisi Accra. He was then the sports director of the Ghana Police Service. He was recruited alongside with some of the sportsmen and women. Isaac was an athlete. I knew him since 2000 when he was running for Ashanti region, Ghana Army, including some of the of my athletes like Inspector Benjamin Tobo, Inspector Daniel Ade, Inspector Latif Abu now FIFA referee, Inspector Sakete 400-meter runner and 800-meter runner. Isaac was a 400-meter runner, then a 400-meter hurdles for a number of years before he became a coach. He has coached some of the police athletes. I can mention Agnes Abu, Azuman, then Mata Ibisa, a lot of them, and the rest. I can't mention all now. I knew Isaac at St. John's Grammar from 1988 to 2000, before my former boss, Superintendent Chubisi Accra, introduced him to me that he's a good athlete. We are supposed to recruit him with a few of the athletes from Ghana and Kumasi and Accra. He's been a disciplined athlete. He's a quiet person. He doesn't talk too much. Very sociable, respectful. He has done a lot. For now, I can say since Inspector Isaac Nii Lamptey was recruited into the service, for me, he has achieved a lot.
As usual, today we're at home. As I always say, I do take care of my athletes. All the time I want my athlete to be with me. If you are not with me, maybe you've traveled or you are going to visit your parents, then you come back. And as it is now, for the seniors, which are the long distance runners, are on break. I have break them. They've gone home and they've gone to their various homes, and then they will come back on the 15th of this month. But currently, the younger ones are around, and they continue to train for the intercore and then the superzonal that is coming on. As we can all see for now, there are a lot of them in school, which we are preparing food to go and give to them and to those that are here. So today we are preparing the local Ashanti food, that is fufu, and then rice soup and some meats and some fish. Yesterday they ate beans and fried plantain. 3 days ago they ate banku and then okra stew. So that is how the menu is. Tomorrow they will still continue to eat fufu. We are going to repeat what we are eating this evening. And for the morning, they ate porridge and then bread for all of them. And to those that they are about 35 in number, they were supposed to be 48, but some of them couldn't stay, especially the boys field event athletes. And then some of the long distance are not around. I think by this time they might be in school. So as we finish, we'll carry it to the school for them all to go and eat. Then we'll wait for the next day.
Yeah, good evening. As you are aware, in the house we said we were preparing food for the athletes in school, and so that is what we have brought here, and then we are sharing for the athletes. I want to see that everyone will have food to eat. Now you can see the students are in, but because they didn't go home, we have to prepare food for them. Today, I'm giving them food. Tomorrow, I'll give them until Sunday. After Sunday, I think the school will continue feeding them.
I can't wine.
Today is Saturday, on the 11th of January 2025. It's time for the schools and colleges games. This is cross country. That's the first race. Actually, I am here only with the girls. The boys are not yet prepared, so I decided not to come with the boys. But the girls are the people that I have come to try and see. Even though I don't have that strong team for the girls, but I want to come and see what they can do. After today, maybe 20th, 21st of January, the Dako itself will start. Then we, a mass, will come on the 30th, 31st January. Cross country, most schools do not participate. There's only a few that will are always participating in the cross country. A school like Louis, Santua, Okes, Islamic, a few that normally comes. For now, I don't know how many schools are coming, but individual performance, I cannot rate my athletes anywhere close to maybe 5, 6 years. Preparation wise, I think it is not bad. I have no much casualty in my team. It's only one lady who is injured for a very long time and finding it difficult to recover. But even though with the injuries, she is going to try her best and see which positions she will place. It's not too much for now, but it's somehow okay. We finished the cross country. The ladies has finished yesterday. As I said, in the actual fact, I don't have long distance running, so I came just to assess the long distance female athlete that I have. And then their positions is quite okay. I've seen their mistakes, but now I've come to know those who are going to use for the main, the Tako and the Swazinas.
You're jogging for about 50 minutes. My own say yes. I don't know you are spinning it. Yes. Spin it. Yes, thank you. Spin it. Yes. Spin it. Okay. So let's do this. Drop it back. Drop it high. Perpetua, Mimpoma, Esther, Zena, Keza.
The final trials for the year. I selected the final athlete for Takoni Spazuna Saeba.
We are going for 400 meters, boys and girls first, and then we move quickly to 800 meters, boys and girls. Yes, then the third event is 200 meters, boys and girls. Then we move to 1,500 meters. That is 1,500. That's boys and girls. Then we go to 100 meters. That's the last event for the day. So these are the events for the trials today. Okay? And the full events are javelin, boys and girls, and discus. So short put will be maybe tomorrow. God willing. So good luck, okay? Yes. Pick your lane, pick your lane, pick your lane. Okay.
After Mary wine.
After Mary, I'm dear.
India. Another one. 80. Tesla. 3 months.
Kate.
Kenyan started speedway. We just coming from condition. Just want to select. If they say select first the best among those we have, then we start the main training itself to the Spazuna. That's the main essence of these trials. Just to eliminate some of them out there, we focus on those we're going to get. Then we'll continue like that.
1,005, get ready.
True West just came from gym. We have not done anything about truth. Gym apart from this, the long distance, in all the events, all the remaining events, I think we are okay. Even though we've not started any speed work, we just came out of conditioning work.
First person from 29. Then I get back. Get Felicia.
Teresa
Obala. Then
look, we know I test the fact that we haven't started speed work yet. We are still on the condition program. And so for what you people have done today at the stadium, so much glad for that. Before that was so Oma, we didn't come, please. You are both from tomorrow, don't come.
Minta and Amati.
Thank you.
We have now come to our term of interco. We've had a lot of preparation towards this interco. Yeah. And so far, 3 zones have already come, and we are the 4th zone. Though we are in Zone 1, but this is the 4th zone that to come to the interco. Actually, yesterday I had a lot of surprises in the team. So I was doing an experiment with the athletes that I have. So I have to bench some of the good athletes and then fix in some of the athletes and see those who can help during the Spazonas. And to be frank, yesterday was not a very good day for me because of the performance of some of them. Though others surprised me, some did well, some didn't do well. For the field, let me come to the field. The long jump and then the shot, the discus. I at least expect what they did. And so after the intercall, I think we will go back and work on them. Today, being Friday, the second day of the event, I'm going to change the team. I'm going to go all out, fix in all the strong athletes, just to show to the supporters and the old students that what they saw yesterday was just for an experiment. And so we are coming in all out today. Today we are going to use the strong ones.
Second heat of the boys, 100 meters. There they come strongly.
The battle is over. The intercall, the zone 1 is over. And then so much grateful to the athletes for their performance today, especially those who did not do well yesterday. Yesterday, when we closed from the stadium, we went to the school. I had a lot of conversation with them to tell them why they should at least improve in their performance. Because the performance they put up yesterday was too low to our standard as Amas. So, as I said, the committee, the assistant headmaster academics, and most of the teachers who met me yesterday, I assured them that today things are going to be more better than yesterday. And frankly speaking, it has been so today. We were able to sweep all the relay events, both boys and girls, the 100 meters 400 boys and girls, we were able to win. At least most of the events we were first in all. The high jump boys, triple jump boys, which is okay for us for the beginning. And we hope to see that massive performance in the Super Zonals coming 27th and 28th. So I think, the athletes have done well, the masters have done well, everybody has done well, including myself.
From the beginning of the year, the season, I have been with you throughout until now, and the season is almost going to an end. We started with so many competitions, through to the school games to the cross country, the regional cross country, the interco, and then the super zonals. The super zonals has ended now. My school didn't win, and we placed both boys and girls. And in athletics, it is win and lose. It is not common to have draw, and so we will take the lose. Once we are third, me I consider it as we have lose. Whatever happened during the sportsmanship that contribute to our lose, we are going to address it, and then the way forward we see what next we can do in the subsequent years. But in all, I was somehow impressed with some of their performance during the sportsmanship. One of the most unfortunate incidents was the fall by the release, which most of our batons was falling, and other incidents are happening behind the scenes. Now that the school sports has come to an end, the various athletes that are living with me, those who are still in the school have to go back to school because school has reopened for the Form 2s and the Form 3. The Form 1s are still going to be with me until they also resume school because of the double track system. And so the way forward to the athlete, as I said before, I have a vision for what I am doing with the athletes. As I said, athletics is something that I love. I cannot leave athletics no matter the circumstances. I cannot leave athletics. I will continue to be either lose or win. I know one day things are going to be well, and whatever I aim of doing through athletics shall come to pass. So for now, as I said, I will still continue to train, but being in the school sports activities, I'm yet to decide either to quit or to give it some period before I quit out of the school sports. So for now, I will not specifically say I'm quitting or I'm staying, but when the time comes, the public will all know. I would want to appreciate or give thanks to my sports officers, both current and past. I want to give thanks to the police administration, national, and then the police administration, national, and then regional, where I am at the Ashanti region. I also want to emphasize and give thanks to my current my current operation commander, which is my unit commander in Ashanti SWAT unit. Let me say Ashanti Regional Operations Commander. I want to give thanks to all these people and even the others that are under me that have also given me the opportunity to train them. I want to give thanks to all of them. In my coaching career, I cannot learn everything myself. I learned even whilst I was coaching. I learned through the athletes. They also give me experience. So they have given me the experience over the years until now. So I would want to appreciate every one of this. I want to also appreciate my wife. I did not been here. I don't think any woman can tolerate the attitude or the behavior of the athletes so far with me in the house. But she has been able to tolerate the attitude until now. And I want to appreciate her for that. Thank you.